what's unimaginable is that we're in a period of time 5 months after World War II has ended. So for the previous 6 years, these people have been trying to kill each other, and they have been enemies, and they have been utterly demonized to each other. The idea of suddenly sharing your home with somebody who you have absolutely seen as your enemy and having to get over that and try and humanize them again is something that I think must have been unbelievably difficult, and is of course what that generation's great triumph is, that they managed to see the human being in each other again after. What I always do is just try and empathize with the character. And I think what I loved about this story was that although she is certainly not saintly, and she makes maybe mistakes, or she does things that aren't particularly likable, I completely understood where she was coming from, and that's from somebody who hasn't fortunately lived through the trauma and tragedy that she has. But I could completely empathize with her situation. But I think that's just on a human level, to be able to empathize with her. You know, I think that anybody who's loved knows the fear of loss, and so that's the place that you empathize with this character from. We've seen that conflict a lot. And, you know, I've been in a number of World War II films. There are many, many, many World War II films. But I've never seen, and that doesn't mean that there isn't one, I've just never seen it, a film that is based directly in the aftermath of that conflict. And, you know, and really asks the questions about how did that generation rebuild? How did that generation create the continent that we now have, that has been at peace for over 70 years, which is the longest time that we've ever had a peace in Europe. I mean, that's their great triumph, actually, of going through something as traumatic and horrific as that conflict, and being able to create a lasting peace of that kind is absolutely extraordinary, and it's something that I hadn't thought of before properly.